Well, hi again, everybody. It is a bye week for the Robert E. Lee Red Raiders as they prepare for homecoming coming up next week against Rockwall at Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium. The Red Raiders coming off a loss this past Friday night at Mesquite Memorial Stadium to North Mesquite 27-7. A disappointing football game, but a ball game in which the Red Raiders now have put behind them. Coach Darrell Piske is with us. Coach, besides the 27-7 score, the one number that jumps out that I know you spent a long weekend tossing and turning about, that's those 5 turnovers, right?
Yeah, you know, just where we are as a program with our mental psyche, we can't afford to come out early and turn the ball over. And we felt like going in, we were both two pretty evenly matched teams. Whoever played well and didn't turn the ball over was going to win. So when we come out there early and drive down, then turn the football over, I think we turned it over the first 3 possessions, a couple of fumbles and a pick 6. You know, we're just not mentally strong enough to overcome that kind of stuff and just bow our necks up, you know, and recover from that.
And what's frustrating, I know, is that you work on it all week long. You don't talk about it, but you look for it, and it doesn't happen during practice, right?
Yeah, that's the hard. You know, that's the hard part in coaching is you get out there and, you know, when we're getting after it good on good, you know, we don't put the ball on the ground, we don't fumble, we're knocking, you know, snot out of each other and stuff like that. And then you get in a football game, you just don't focus, and so, you know, it's a lot of it's the mental part of the game that we're still struggling with, and so, you know, you just continue to hammer on that every day and you know, just focus on every day, every play, getting better.
I've heard coaches say that, you know, you never talk about turnovers because that jinx it or whatever. I mean, I've heard all kinds of. What's your attitude about it?
Well, we always keep up, you know, on the weekends we always chart big plays and turnovers, and usually if you look at the plus 20 plays and the turnover ratio, you can tell who wins the football game.
It's that simple, huh?
Yes, it's not. It's a pretty simple sport, you know. So you don't want to give gifts away and make them earn what they get. And when you give them stuff, if they take advantage of it, you're going to get in a bind.
Yeah, the funny thing about it, I mean, all these fancy offenses and defenses and all the boards that you guys do and the plays you draw up, in the end, a few very simple numbers determine the outcome. Right?
Yeah, that's right. It's just fundamentals of blocking and tackling and securing the football and throwing and catching and stuff like that's what it all comes down to.
You think a team could run the wishbone and win if they could do it the right way?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Barber's Hill down there, Coach Gage, it was at Louisville back in the day. They're running it down there, and I think they're rolling again this year. I don't know how many rounds they went last year. So, you know, really they get more of an advantage now because not a lot of people see it. Everybody's prepared for the spread and all that, and no tight ends, and you throw something out there where, you know, you've got a tight end or you got a wishbone option look. It's hard for them to assimilate it because nobody runs it anymore.
Now, your offense is more predicated on a 2-back set and different things like that, but you ever thought about doing, I mean, do you ever think about, you know what, let's just scrap all this and do something real simple?
Well, really, you just kind of look at your guys and you try to figure out what they can do and be successful at it. And, you know, to me, I like to run the football just so you can control the clock and get under center and do some things like that. But, you know, you like to be able to spread it out and throw it around and be pretty balanced in doing that. And that's still where we are, is trying to get the balance with the running game. And, of course, if we alleviate the turnovers, it'd help also. But, you know, the balance in the running game and be able to pass the ball and play action, throw our quick game and be successful at it.
Coach, let's talk about Friday night, and then we'll look at some video here in just a moment. But as you look at that ball game, the very first play was kind of symbolic of the night. LaQuintus Wallace had a gain of about 6 yards, I think, on the play. Yeah, it was actually had positive yardage going. He's fighting for extra yards, fumbles the ball.
Well, you got to, as a ball carrier, whether you be a receiver, running back, whatever, but when I have the football, I've got to know a point in the play when the play's over, and I've got the ball secure and they're wrestling for it, then I got to know I got to cover it up and just get down at that point, and that way you live to fight another down and not give them the football. So, you know, you got to recognize when that point is. Sometimes you get hit so hard you're just going to fumble it, but that wasn't the case in that case, and I don't think the next one was either. You just got to focus on it.
And LaTerrence Simmons, who had a very nice night, also coughed one up. Looked like it was an effort play, fighting for that extra yard or two, trying to get that. Can't fault the effort, but you can sure fault the turnover.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's the thing. You can fight for effort, but there comes a point where you got to know when it's over. And when it's over, you got positive gains. You know, if you get 4 yards and you multiply it times 3, we have first down. So if we can get 4 yards and then secure the football, you know, we'll have a chance.
And what about the picks, the interceptions?
You know, on the one, the pick 6, the safety, you know, just jumped the tight end, the post route over the top. The safety kind of backpedaled, the other safety kind of backpedaled. It's kind of a tricky read for the quarterback, but at that point, he's got to see that safety jumping that underneath guy and then find his safety valve, or just tuck it away and go get positive yards and line up and go again. So it's just a matter of doing it enough where he learns to recognize it and see it. Riley's still learning as a quarterback in the heat of battle. So, learning to read the coverage and see what it is and find the open guy and know when to throw it away. I mean, that's the thing I don't think we've gotten to yet, is knowing when to throw the football away.
What about positives offensively? What did you see?
Well, the kids, the O-line got after it and blocked hard. We're still, missing some positions where we're just not getting the effort, not getting the technique. The backs ran hard. They blocked hard for each other. The kids are, they're trying effort-wise and things like that. The biggest thing is you don't turn the ball over and like I say, where we are as a program with our mental psyche the way it is, you got to focus. You got to get off to a good start, and we focus on that and talk about it that first and third quarter, getting off to good starts. And when you don't do that, now you got to be mentally tough enough to overcome it and just block it aside and go on to the next play. The
defense was put in a bad spot on several occasions, and one of those 27 points, as you just said, from North Mesquite, 7 of those were a direct result of a pick six. How did the defense play?
Well, overall, we still, like I say, still working on improving in some areas. Our linebacker play, just got to continue to get better and better. And all you can do is you got what you got, and you just go out there every week and work on reading their keys and getting downhill and tackling. Secondary's holding up pretty good. The play right before half, the fade route, we're in position to make the play, and of course Bryce just didn't make the play, and those leave you scratching your head sometimes. But overall, the kids' effort's good, and we just got to get more on defense where we're playing with an attitude, and not setting back catching, but just attacking. We've got some out there doing it that are starting to figure it out. Spencer Bohr and some of those guys just fly around, knock the heck out of the people, and we've got to get where we've got 11 doing it.
And is there a concern about? I noticed a couple of the games, the inside, you get good pass rush, but the teams are able to run inside on you up the middle.
Yeah, and that's just lack of experience in that in the inside position. CJ's gotten better every week, and still got to get better and better. And what it is when it takes you just a tenth of a second longer to make that read and start your angle to your path. That's where you get chipped by a tackle or a guard coming off downfield, and of course that opens up a lane. And the backside guys got to know plays here, my reads here. I've got this angle of attack, and I got to do it right now. And of course, Roderick Gaines, sophomore kid's been getting in there, and sometimes he reads it right, and bam, it looks good. And then sometimes he's a little slow reading it. And of course, Sean Matthews, same way, a junior kid that's new at the position. Both those guys, because that's where it's all about. Is I'm play side, I've got this angle of attack with this shoulder. I'm backside, I've got to fit here, and you got to do it fast because the guys that run the ball are pretty quick.
They're pretty quick. I was going to say, at the 5A level, that tenth of a second that you just got through talking about can mean a couple of yards.
Yeah, that's right, or big gains for those guys.
Right.
And so that's what's happening right now. Is there's just plays where we're just slow and not taking the exact proper angle, proper steps. One false step, and these guys are by you.
Now, mathematically, you're still alive in the playoff race, but it's going to be a tough haul now. So talk about what you've got a bye week this week. It's certainly not an off week, but a bye week without a game. So what do you see for the rest of this season? Well,
really, what our guys got to get to, where they got to understand, is you got to show up every day at practice. When you walk on the practice field, we talked about it this week one day. I don't remember whether it's Tuesday. I believe we had to get on them just sloppy down on the offensive end. Coach Robertson was getting on them, and just to help them understand that no matter what's going on in life, when you come out and walk across that line, step on the practice field, you got to block everything out. You got to focus on every play. I've got to get better. Whether I'm in the play or not, we talk about mental reps all the time, is whether I'm in the play or not, I'm watching my position or I'm in my position, and either way I'm getting better because I'm focused on what's going on every play. Really those guys ought to know when their teammate makes a mistake more than we are, because some of us are watching multiple positions when they ought to be locked in on that one guy. So, we just got to get the mindset that we want to get better and we want to win football games. And the way you do it is you go out there and you practice every day and you try to be perfect in practice and get after it. And, like I told the kids, it's got to be intrinsic, coming from within. If you're not only going to get after it and focus when the coaches are there hammering you, then you're not going to have success. It's got to be where me as an individual player, I want to get better. And so I just focus every day, and then, you know, we got to have leadership to where if someone's back there in the back jacking around while we're up there focused with the group we're working with, they need to straighten it out and fix it so that everybody on that field's out there to get better and win football games, and then we'll start to see, you know, results from that.
How do you keep them from getting discouraged at this point?
Well, it's like life. I mean, really, it's a pretty good life lesson right
Yeah.
now. You know, sometimes in life, you know, I'm not real excited about life right now, but, you know, all you got to do, I've learned, you know, going through this before. Of course, I was talking earlier, Coach Anderson, you know, he's never been through this. He's never gone to a program that was struggling. He's been at a couple of them, and they've both been really good the whole time he was there. So that's what I was telling him. All you can do every day is just like life. You get up out of bed and you put your shoes on, you go to work, and you do the best you can. You just grind, and you know, every time you see something that needs correcting and adjusting, you focus on it and get it adjusted, and just put the mindset in the kids' minds that, you know, that's what you do. You just keep battling every day and get the mind right, and then we'll get over the hump.
Yeah, I was going to say that's no matter what you do in life. That's a job every day.
Yeah.
You know, wife gets mad at you, still got to go to work and perform, right?
Well, you still got to carry the trash out or whatever she tells you to, but you know, that's all you can do in life.
Yeah,
You just show up every day and get after it, and really don't accept, you know, you don't want to accept what's going on right now, and that's what frustrates you as a coach and some of the players is, you know, we can't just sit back and accept losing and just keep, well, you know, here we go again, we're just going to lose. So the height of insanity, I've heard people say and told the kids, is to continue doing the same thing, expect different results. And so if we continue to practice and do the little things, classroom stuff with grades and things like that, if we continue to do those the way we've always done them, we're not going to get any different results. So each individual has to make a mindset within themselves that, you know, the first person I'm fixing is me, and then we'll worry about the next guy fixing himself. And if everybody will take care of themselves, then you'll have a football team.
And again, there's still 4 more opportunities for the Red Raiders, and still mathematically very much alive in the playoff race. But that comeback starts against Rockwall coming up a week from Friday night. In the meantime, Coach Piske brings along game video of the game against North Mesquite this past week. So let's look at some of the highlights from that ball game, starting out with the defensive play.
Yeah, this is the defense. You know, Spencer came in, you know, made him make a move and put pressure on him, and you know, defense at times we played great. Right there, Spencer came up, did a good job of taking on the outside blocker, creating a pile.
Spencer Bora, young linebacker. Yeah. He's played I talked to him last week. He's played everything from quarterback to defensive end.
Yeah, that's right. And he's, you know, we finally a few weeks ago found a place where he can help the football team. That's him again. I guess this is a Spencer Bora show, but no, he's a good kid. He gets after it. You know, you can look in his eyes when things aren't going good and know it means a lot to him. That's a good job there of linebacker coming downhill. That's what I say. At times we read it, bam, do it really good, and at times we're a little bit hesitant.
They were predominantly a running football team too.
Yeah, they are. They are. And so we, you know, like I say, we take away the turnovers and the psyche. I think that's Darrell Piske, one of them.
He's had a nice year. He's only a junior. He'll be back next year.
No, Darrell Pike's a senior.
He's a senior.
Tristan Taylor,
Taylor.
Adam's a junior. Those guys are junior. There's Marcus White, you know, on the G play, doing a good job running the football. I'm pretty sure that's on the first drive before we fumbled it.
Again, moving the ball. Not 181 yards rushing. That's pretty respectable most nights.
Yeah, our goal's 250. Goal's 100 yards passing, 250 rushing. So passing, I believe we got it right on the mark. You know, we do a good job here. Back does a good job of getting downhill, and that's plus 8 yards. And really,
was that LaTerrence or LaQuintus?
That was LaQuintus.
Okay.
You know, we talked about at halftime, guys. There's only one person out there stopping us, and that's us.
Here's a short yardage play.
You know, that's LaTerrence, I believe, there does a good job of bouncing outside. You know, but you don't have those creases unless you get a body on the body. Now this right here, just Bryce Wilkerson making something happen on his own, getting 6 yards, you know, 6-yard gains.
Right.
So, you know, Bryce has done a good job.
You're under center in an I formation here. That's Marcus again, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Marcus White. You know, use that fly motion or jet motion, and you know, be able to do some things off of that. That's Terrence, I believe, again, running hard. That's, you know, that's tough yards. There's a lot of bodies in there and just battling. You know,
good coverage.
That's Bryce Stewart in great position. You know, frustrated because he didn't get the interception, but, you know, that's technique on how you play it.
Screen pass.
Little screen play to LaQuintus. Wise Carver's good job downfield getting the block.
You guys have done a pretty good job on that screen pass, haven't you?
Yeah, it's amazing that they keep rushing us since, you know, we're not having great success throwing the football.
Right.
But, you know, you just can't help you pin your ears back and go get that guy with the ball in his hands. And if you don't feel the difference in the block, releasing early and staying on you, it puts you in a bind.
Nice kickoff return coming here.
Yep, that's Bryce again. Bryce doing a good job on every time he touched the football. We've got to just continue to find ways to get it to him offensively.
All right, here you go again on offense.
That's Terrence making a good cut. You know, that's just those stretch and find you a crease and get north and south, and, you know, he's doing a good job doing that. Other than that fumble, he's had a pretty good time there. That's Cedric Brown on the outside. You know, that's the frustrating part. Is we show signs of greatness. You know, that's Terrence again fighting to get in the end zone, and
that was on a 4th down play.
Yeah, then we make a bonehead play. You know, that's what's the frustrating part, is just the consistency.
Who's carrying here, Coach? Is
That's
that Simmons?
Terrence.
Okay.
Yeah.
He wound up with 95 yards on 12 carries after a 100-yard game 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so
two pretty good ball games back to back.
Yeah. He finds a crease. He's got good vision. Hits it going downhill. And that's a good job there of the guy on the outside, just keeping leverage and letting his buddies pursue inside out and make a play. That's Terrence again, outside zone. You know, you run the zone, everybody get a body on a body and get vertical up the field, and these backs will find creases.
Now I'm trying to remember this drive. It seemed like
that's Marcus White.
You guys had a real nice drive.
Well, to start the third quarter, we came out and had a good drive and went down and scored.
But a turnover stopped that drive, though, didn't it?
The first drive, we went down and scored in the second half.
Okay.
But turnovers stopped another drive or two down here late when we were. It's Marcus White. Of course, he's just tough as nails.
He is tough. He's a no-nonsense when he's got the ball.
Yep, he does a good job getting north and south and being hard to tackle. You know, that's where we like the consistency right there, is just throwing and catching in our passing game. And
nice throw. Is that
Marcus.
White again?
Yeah, that's Marcus again.
And this may well be the final play in the sequence that we're going to show this evening.
A little crossing route, Bryce Wilkerson.
You know, that some good plays in that sequence, but that's one thing you haven't been able to do. You mentioned it earlier, is that vertical passing game, big plays in the passing game. That you kind of had to pull back from trying that late.
Yeah, you know, other than Bryce, just, you know, at this level, we just don't have the guy that can get down the field and just run right by somebody. And so, you know, our play action post route, of course, that's what we tried when we threw the pick, the safety back pedal. So we tried to throw underneath and didn't see the guy robbing the tight end through that pick six there. So, you know, that's the thing is you got it. You know, it really helps when you got somebody that can stretch the field vertically. you know, and then throw it off the edges. We're good at times throwing our quick game, but not consistent enough, and that's something we just have to continue to work on and get better at.
Raleigh Poster has, I think he's made strides this year. I mean, there have been mistakes in there, but for a young man who hadn't started a varsity football game, he's kind of assumed, kind of taken over the position for now, so that's something to build on, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, and kind of got some clarity. And good thing is you know, we got Christian Diosado that's in the battle and mixing in and going to try to, you know, continue to get that guy some reps. They're both juniors and just getting them some experience. But you know, that's the thing is just getting better every week at being consistent in what we do and being able to throw and catch and read. You know, reading coverages. We tried to throw some hots the other night and didn't execute that well. I think one time we executed, we dropped the ball. Next time we don't execute it and throw it late, and it's another one of the picks that we got. So, you know, just to continue to evolve in the passing game, and that's the hardest part is, you know, when you haven't thrown it much, to try to evolve into a passing team real quick. It doesn't happen that way because kids have got to understand where the weaknesses are in the coverages, see where the blitz may be coming from, blitz pickup, things like that they just, you know, we haven't done a lot of in the past, so we're trying to get more and more of it. And, you know, I mean, a guy would love to be sitting back there and have, you know, GoDaddies everywhere and spread the field out and put you one back there that can run it and throw it and do all that, but, you know, you just got to take what you got and try to mold it into the best product you can get.
Injury-wise, where are you right now?
You know, last week, just trying to think through the game, I don't think we had any major, we had a lot of broken bones through the year so far. You know, but last week I was worried when CJ came out and then come find out it was just a twisted ankle. So that was a good sign, see him tough it up and go back in there. But training room was, you know, pretty empty over the weekend, stuff like that. So just your typical, you know, this week you try to take it, you know, we always give them the, you know, Monday off and just watch the game film and do all that. We gave them the weekend off, you know, just to kind of get away and get their minds refocused and relaxed a little bit. And you know, then we'll get after it Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll come in and get after it pretty good. You know, and Thursday maybe start talking about the next opponent, doing that kind of thing. But injury-wise, you know, I think we're in pretty good shape to be expected for this time of year.
Some people call it an off week, but it's far from that. I mean, it's a bye week. How do you use a week like this?
Well, really, you know, like I say, everybody usually gives them Monday off and lets them, you know, recuperate their body a little bit and get some rest and, you know, mental rest as much as physical rest. And like I said, on Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll get after it good on good and get after each other. And really what you do this week is you just focus on yourself. And so, you know, that's what we'll spend all our time Tuesday and Wednesday. By Thursday, you know, we'll start talking about Rockwall and some things about them and use it kind of like a Monday, a scouting report type deal. And then, you know, Friday you get after it a little bit, and then coaches all head off somewhere to watch people play and do some scouting on our own where we can see them with our own eyes, and then hit it next Monday ready to go.
I know you guys had really felt like this was a winnable ball game against North Mesquite, but now that game is in the books, you look at the rest of this football season, there's some challenges out there, but there are also some winnable ball games. How do you approach it now?
Yeah, I mean, it's like we talked about earlier. You just got to focus play by play every day in practice, in the game, and just know I got to focus every play to not make a mistake. And it's going to be the same way in practice. That'll carry over to the game, you know, a week from Friday night, to where the kids get in their mind that every play is important. Every play I've got to do my job. I got to focus, and then I won't turn the ball over. I mean, you're still going to fumble every now and then. You get snot knocked out of you or something. But, you know, you might misread a coverage and throw a pick, but it won't be because of lack of focus and lack of concentrating on that problem.
Do you even talk about, at this point, about this playoff thing, or is it more about just improving from this point?
Well, you know, you still want to keep in mind that your ultimate goal is to get in the playoffs, but you know, to me, it's more about just showing up every day and working hard to get better as an individual. And if we all do that, then we'll get better as a team, and just focus on the little things. If we get the little things rolling, the big things usually take care of themselves.
Let's kind of go back over the season just briefly, some of the ball games and the ups and downs. That first game, Sulphur Springs, you made a decision there in overtime to go ahead and go for two, and that didn't work. But looking back on it, do you ever second guess yourself on that?
No, you got to roll on. It was just a mentality thing, was trying to get, you know, in their mind and get them to understand that, you know, if a victory's there, you need to go take it. Don't sit back and wait on somebody to give it to you. And you know, sometimes it works out good, sometimes it works out bad.
Yeah. There's a lot of yards given up in that game, but you made immediate improvement the next week when you went down to Lufkin and put a lot of points on the board. Second half was a pretty good second half on both sides of the ball, just not enough to win that
Yeah,
ball.
kids fell behind there, I think 14-0 and maybe 21-0, battled back, made it, you know, they kicked the field goal right before half to make it 24-21.
Right.
You know, came out second half and, you know, continued to move the ball and score, gave up some points, and, you know, again, defense, you know, started, I guess, the next week against John Tyler's when they started really showing marked improvement.
Yeah, and that week the defense really did play well. There was a pick six in that game, but against a very high-powered offense, the defense only gave up 2 touchdowns. That's winnable. That makes that a winnable ball game.
Yeah, that's right, and that's what we got to, you know, we got to get to right now until we get to where we can stretch the field vertically and hit the big plays and do that kind of thing. And you know, you're going to win those Baltimore Ravens kind of games, low-scoring games. You know, they play good defense.
And you finally did get your win against Texas High, and you had to make some plays in the second half, especially late, to get that victory done. So that felt good.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can get a victory, it feels a lot better than a loss, no matter what the game and who the opponent is. But you know, that was another one to where the kids, you know, they were just so inconsistent that you know, we can't blow anybody out, and then we can't win close ball games because we continue to make mistakes at the wrong time, usually early, and then we, you know, mindset-wise don't overcome them. So, you know, it's time for us to play a clean game, and, you know, Mesquite Horn, we didn't turn the ball over at all. But still made some mistakes offensively and didn't do some things to where we could contribute early and keep it a close game.
So you're sitting here right now after 2 disappointing weeks in district play, but there's still 4 weeks left. So your job now, I guess, is to sell these guys on the idea that, hey, for you seniors, you got a month left.
That's right.
To leave with a good taste in your mouth about high school football.
Yeah, you're only guaranteed, you know, 4 more weeks of playing football, and really you're not guaranteed that. Something could happen at any moment to take that time away, and that's why we got to grasp the opportunity to just focus on the next play and every play and being thankful we got it, and then just work hard to make the most of it. And you know, if we'll get that mindset, you know, tomorrow when we come out and practice and, you know, see where the kids, it's always, you know, interesting to see where their minds are and where their heart is, because then then you know what kind of pulse you have as far as, are you making any headway on the emphasis of, you know, each individual coming out to get better every play, every day, and know where we are.
Just real brief, we've got about 40 seconds left. Just a quick word on Rank 1 scheduling before we go.
If you'll go to our Robert E. Lee Athletic website and click on schedules, you'll see the Rank 1 link on there, and it's really, if the parents get in tune with it and everybody gets in tune with it, it's a great thing that they've come up with, because anytime we change a time of a game, anytime we put a score in on Friday mornings, I go through and put all the sub-varsity scores in and things like that. But anytime we change anything, a parent, if they're signed up on Rank 1, once they get on there, it'll shoot them an email that, hey, this game has changed. The JV Red now plays at 5 o'clock. And so
it'll tell them where and when,
and you can even click on the stadium. When you get on there, you click on the stadium, it'll give you a map to the stadium. So it's a good deal. It's just a matter of us as coaches getting used to using it and putting the right information in and having everything correct, but then just getting the parents to know to go on our website, go to the Rank 1, and because things change. Somebody call, you know, they may not have a JV this week, and we have to switch that around, and so the times change. And so we try to go right into that Rank 1 and go into our schedule and edit it and put the new time and where we're playing, and it really helped the parents if we can all get on that.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. And again, the Red Raiders, again, do not play this Friday night, but coming up in a week, it is homecoming against Rockwall at Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium. The Red Raiders deserve and need your support. Still a lot of football left to be played. Don't give up on these young men. They're working hard, and they still need your support as they get ready for the final 4 games of the season. For Coach Piske, I'm Bill Coates. Thanks for joining us.